Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to the internet. Welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra side helping today of beef Manhattans. I haven't had those in ages. Sounds good to me. Mom used to make them all the time. Hope everybody's doing well and had a good weekend. And it's a Tuesday, and I'm actually able to stream.
Mm,
Look at
mm,
that. Now
yeah.
watch me jinx it. With me, as always, is Irate Bear.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're well on this glorious Tuesday.
Hope I didn't jinx it. Now, a pop up, I mean, it's bright and sunshiny, but you never know around here. A pop up thunderstorm could come up from anywhere and any time. Why don't you come up and knock the power out or something? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here for now.
That's right. I know we just started, but VB is trying to get my attention, so I'll just be back in a second. And lo and behold, I removed that ad blocker, and the link changes.
Well,
Right, okay, I have to get a different one. Sorry, back in a sec.
hey, baby mom, he says that as the internet cuts out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know what it is about Tuesdays, but they haven't been very good luck for me of recent. But hopefully that changes today. Um, hey, Michael Weiner, and everyone else. Uh, hope you're having a good day. Me, I'm.
My apologies, sir.
No problem.
Received a little bit of bad news there, but it doesn't really pertain to me, so I'm all good. I'm all good in the hood. I'm good. I'm good, Dad.
Good.
Dad.
It's good that you're good.
Yeah, it's good. Goodly is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. No, but as I was saying, I'm a little beat up today. I cleaned up the kitchen last night because the landlord was coming over this morning. Pushed too hard. Pushed too hard. It had to get done, and there was nobody here but me, so couldn't palm it off on anybody.
Who else is gonna get her done?
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
But oh Lord, by the time I got done, I could barely walk. And that's after dumping half a bottle of kitchen cleaner all over myself. While I'm spraying it, as I was telling you a little earlier, I'm spraying it. I'm holding the spray part, and the bottle falls away from the spray part into the floor, soaks my right pant leg from the knee down, and
Sorry.
there's a puddle of like 4 foot of kitchen cleaner all under my bare feet. I'm like, nah.
See,
To cry.
we're starting to GoFundMe. It's called "Get Bear to America to be Bloodwing's carer."
Yeah.
Although wasn't it VB that wanted to be your carer, and I was going to be monkeys.
Hey, I'm not going to kick. You both can. You know, you can tag team it.
Hey, we're gonna spit roast you, old man.
See, that's the one thing Mama Minnie out there used to do when she lived here. She'd do those, or at least help me do those things, you know, when she could between working. Now I don't have her here to help me, so it leaves the old man to do most of it himself. Because Lord knows, Mrs. Bloodwing ain't about doing cleaning. But she does bring in the paycheck, you know. So.
Of course, it's pretty much a fair trade. The stay-at-home partner, as it were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But did the cleaner fix up that athlete's foot? I don't have athlete's foot, thank you. Never suffered from anything like that because I don't wear shoes enough. I am always barefoot. So yeah,
I had it when I was younger. Once had just this bit of spray, gets rid of it straight away. And Mum of Many says it's only 4 hours between me and Dad. It's possible to take care of both. See, the thing is, Mum of Many, my dear sister, is that I'm British. And 4 hours is a long time to be driving for us. Also, I don't fancy driving 4 hours from Bloodwing's house in Indiana to go to where Monkey lives in Michigan, to then basically just act as the pillow that Monkey falls on when he bounces down the stairs. I mean, that's the extent of the care that I'd have to give to Ranting Monkey. It's just pretty much stop him from flying.
Yeah.
Falling
here
was
in America, man, 4 hours, that's just a day trip.
yeah, I know. Whereas for us, that'll get you across the majority of the country.
That's just a day trip. 4 hours will just maybe get you out of the state.
Yeah, exactly. 4 hours will get you from here to where I grew up. As it's just shy of 200 miles. So
Yeah.
it's a thing with our roads, though. Like your roads were made with common sense.
Some of them.
Some of them were made with common sense. Our roads, however, nah. We'll just stick a road here. Does it make any sense that it goes all around 3 different counties? Even though you could have gone straight, nah.
Well, I will say this: ours do tend to be wider, unless you're out in the middle of the country. Some of those roads are pretty narrow, but our roads do tend to be wider, probably because American cars tended to be bigger. So,
oh dear, there's a couple of things that I do want to talk about during today's stream, though.
sure.
The first one, fuck YouTube, as always. I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
They're taking their sweet time, like reviewing my Amazon Creed video on the second channel. I wanted to release it like yesterday or today, and it's still not been reviewed. So, yeah. So I'm gonna have to make another video, probably another gag ads video, just to fill the gap, because you've got to stay within the algorithm, folks. Like, or at least attempt to get into it anyway. It's not like my second channel is in the algorithm, but yeah. There's 2 videos I want to make for Irate Alex. I made a video today for Irate Bear that I did fairly quite quickly. Actually, it didn't take too long to do. But no, I've seen a couple of articles, a couple of topics pop up in my sub feed and on just doing my usual search around for things. And the Quartering, who does a lot of content like arguing with like SJWs that are trying to invade the gaming, comics and like tabletop gaming industries.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed he put a video out, and it was about an article that the Guardian had released, and they were complaining about the fact that the Fortnite World Cup went on over the weekend. Sign me up for that, Bloodwing.
Yeah.
But it happened over the weekend, and there were female. If there were any female players, I don't know, but females didn't make it into the top 100.
Imagine my shock.
I know, right? It's almost as if that males dominate.
Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen some professional females that were absolutely deadly at video games, but
yeah, of course.
Am I shocked at the fact that the majority are men? No.
Yeah, and not just that, but the thing is, it's Fortnite, and Fortnite's dominated by a younger demographic of people. So I mean, the majority of kids like that are like girls. What are they doing? They're learning about makeup and doing girly things and shit like that. They're not really gaming as such. At least they weren't when I was growing up. Whereas guys, like teenagers, that's all they do. They game. And I did.
I would have had they existed. They were just coming into being in my teen years.
I was spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours gaming as a teenager. Well, I'd probably be quite good at things like Fortnite if I was still a teenager. My reaction time isn't as good as what it used to be. But
shoot, who you telling? I'll be 60 my next birthday. I don't have reaction time.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I swear, sometimes you can feel it. You see something like you're in a shooter, and you got to shoot it. You feel your brain go, "Oh, shoot that!" And then there's like this major delay between your brain thinking and your finger pulling the trigger.
so sorry, Bloodwing. I just took a mouthful of what I thought was a fairly fresh bottle of Lucozade, but it's not fresh. It may have been there for a few days by the taste of it. I didn't swallow, but I'm just back in a second.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I gamed a lot, but you had to leave the house to go game in my day. You had to go to an arcade or something like that. So it was still a social event in those days, and it cost money. A lot of quarters spent.
Yeah. Bless my tongue, that thing.
Yeah.
Let's open a nice, fresh and refreshing Lucozade. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, boys and girls obviously tend to do different things when they're teenagers, and there's a lot of teenagers taking part in these kind of championships.
Yeah, I was thinking that, Sean DW. That was exactly the thought I had. At least it wasn't a tobacco spit can.
Oh no, you say that, but I've done something. That's actually pretty grim.
Yeah.
But I've done something nearly as bad as that. I've done a few things that are nearly as bad as that. I once woke up in the middle of the night. I was thirsty. Saw a can on the cabinet at the end of my bed. Forgot that I had used it as an ashtray.
Yep.
Me and Vanilla Bear had both used it as an ashtray, and we filled it full of water.
Right.
So it's not like there was any Coke taste to it, and I took a big mouthful of that just after I woke up. There was another time when I woke up in the middle of the night. I went downstairs, stupidly didn't turn the lights on, and I filled a cup up with blackcurrant squash. Well, what I thought was blackcurrant squash. Filled the rest up with water, as you do. Then took a mouthful and immediately threw up everywhere, and basically threw the cup across the kitchen. What I'd done is I'd put about a quarter of the cup with cooking oil. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not too nice. And when I was younger, for one of my birthdays, my mum got me my favorite football team at the time, kind of wash kit. But I didn't realize it was a wash kit, you see, because it didn't look like a wash kit, and it came with a water bottle.
Right.
The water bottle was full of shower gel, and I took a nice big mouthful of that and swallowed it.
Yeah, well, that sounds like, it reminds me of my dad. My dad can't smell. He has no sense of smell. He's had nose surgeries and stuff, so he has no sense of smell, which, if you know anything about that, you know that greatly affects your sense of taste as well. And this is years and years ago. Shoot, I think I was still living at home. Anyway, he was eating spinach, and he likes to have white vinegar on his spinach when he eats it. And he put what he thought was white vinegar on it, and then he says, "This doesn't taste right." What the dingaling had done had got a hold of a bottle of ammonia that looked just like the bottle of vinegar, and had poured it on his.
He really must have no sense of smell whatsoever.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh God. Jesus.
So yeah, trying to kill yourself, Dad.
Oh wow. Oh, that's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, he's never lived that down. We still bring that up to him every once in a while, just to give him the business. Remember that time you ate the ammonia?
Back to what I was saying. I was eventually getting to a point before the ADHD took over, and I actually took a mouthful of gone off Lucozade. So there were two articles, and the first one I just mentioned, and the Quartering made a video about it. So yeah, misogyny in Fortnite, guys, because females aren't good enough to end up in the top 100 Fortnite players or whatever. Right. But what's interesting is that The Guardian published an article the same day. Now, I don't know if it was published by the same guy. I'm just going to have a quick gander because I need to know if it was, because that would be hilarious. Just give us a moment. Why is this still affecting? I've taken off the ad blocker. Why is it still affecting my search? That's odd.
No idea.
If I just find the article, there we go. So the original article was called "Not One of the Fortnite World Cup's 100 finalists was a woman. Why?" And of course, it was written. If you saw this guy, you'd immediately scream "cuck" or "soy boy" at him.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna drop it in the chat if anybody wants to go have a look. Just don't even bother with the article, guys. Just look at the guy.
Yeah.
The other article that came up was written by a chap called Stuart Heritage, who also looks like he drinks soy. 10 ways to make your child a Fortnite millionaire. 10 ways how to exploit your child for money is what it should really be called, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Good
I mean,
Lord.
here's a thought. I mean, I know that it's a really out there thought. You know, I'm just coming away from left field, but maybe there wasn't any girls in those games good enough to make the top 100. Maybe.
Yeah. Quite possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there was a whole lot of guys that didn't make the top 100 either.
Yeah, I bet there were thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of disappointed young boys that, you know, were very disappointed that they didn't end up in the top 100.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I mean,
but it's obviously sexism, you know.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Like, even though there's just thousands of kids everywhere that just couldn't make the cut themselves, like thousands of boys. The underneath the headline, it says this, Bloodwing, you know, this might make you giggle. Start small, work them hard, and encourage trash talk. I'm not sure you want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you want to do that. With fortunes in prize money at stake, gaming is serious business. Look, I have no doubt that esports, you know, it's really, really big now. Like a billion people world over watch that kind of stuff. You've got millions of people trying to take part in it. You know, it's an ever expanding, growing business, and that it will be what it will be.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, there's a lot of businesses that are investing in esports, hoping for a return.
Yeah, exactly. There's a great deal of investment going on in esports right now, and you know, get in now, guys. You know, it's a gold rush. It's the gold rush of the current age. You know, if you're a gamer, go for it, guys. But I'm not so sure that people should be writing articles teaching parents how to effectively bully their kids,
and
encourage them to trash talk. Have you, presumably, like my generation are pretty much now parents, like, because we're millennials, Generation Y, Echo Boomers, whatever you want to call us. We're all in our 30s. A lot of us are parents now. You know, it's those kids who could be taking part in some of this. You know, because those kids could be as old as 14 or 15, you know,
right?
Based on my own personal experience, anyway. And we know, like, millennials know what goes on online gaming, like, because you know we were there when it first started. You know, I'm not so sure you want to do that. Do you really want to teach millennials to teach their kids to trash talk, like encourage it?
Well, there's always been those parents that do questionable stuff. I mean, look at the pageant kid parents.
Well, yeah, I know that stuff is absolutely disgusting.
You know,
I personally feel it's completely disgusting.
It is. It is. I agree with you. But yeah, being a parent doesn't make you automatically smart and about taking care of your kids.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of dumbass parents, and we are always going to have parents of like child actors, or you know, where their kid can sing, and they think the sun brightly shines out of the kids' asses, and they're bullying their kids, they're working their kids to friggin' death. Like, the kids are having their childhoods taken away. We've seen it in so many different like industries. We've seen it with pageant mums, for example. Like, those people are just outright disgusting, to be honest with you.
Yep.
We've seen it with child actors. We've seen it with you know, child singers. You know, and any kids who show any kind of talent in any kind of sport from a young age. We often see that as well. But really, a top 10 list, and not just like a top 10 like list video on YouTube, but a top 10 list from The Guardian, written by Stuart Soyboy Heritage there. So do you want to hear the list, Mr. Wing?
Sure.
So number one is invest properly, right? And I find this kind of bit odd just scanning over it. There was a time when the best thing a parent could do was to spend money on the fundamentals, maybe a private English tutor, perhaps some tennis lessons. I mean, you know what, mate? You are not working class, are you? You did not grow up poor.
No.
My
No.
mum sent me to summer school because it was free.
The only tennis lessons I ever had came in gym class.
Exactly. Teresa the kid asked how old I am. I'm 31. My eldest, although he's my stepson, is 14. You know, some of these kids are really young that take part in this kind of stuff. But those things won't make anyone rich. I don't know. Tennis is an international sport.
Yeah. You can make some pretty good bank if you're good enough at tennis.
Yeah. For that, you'll need a TV, an Xbox, a good pair of blackout curtains. Really? A wide selection of moderately healthy snacks. A sun lamp, one of those cool chairs with speakers in the arms. No, I don't recommend that. And as many adolescent-sized nappies as you can lay your hands on. Is he taking the piss? Like, is
thinking maybe
is this satire that I'm reading right now?
He's got to be. He's got to be.
My mind immediately went to that South Park episode where they're trying to grind like crazy in World of Warcraft. Okay. Start small. Nobody expects your child to become a Fortnite master instantly because it is a complicated game. No, it's not. I've played it and I'm retarded. That requires advanced dexterity and at least a working knowledge of murder. I thought, okay, this all right. He's trying to be funny. He is trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's read it. Start them off with something easier, such as a Sego mini iPhone game, then gradually work them up through Angry Birds, Tetris, and Rocket League until they finally ready for the big time. But remember, don't let them play anything too existential because it's hard to regain motivation after grinding through a cinematic meditation on the futility of life. The Last of Us, I'm looking at you. But if you're letting your kid play The Last of Us, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Yeah. No.
Fairly sure that's an 18 and over. I mean, I know kids play 18 and over games. Of course they do. Of course they do. It's like parents aren't going to know, are they? But he thinks he's funny, doesn't he, this guy?
I think so. Yeah. He's trying to have a laugh.
Although he doesn't tag it with satire. That's quite surprising at The Guardian.
Yeah. I mean, the other clue there is talking about starting them off small on phone games. Whether you're trying to make them a Fortnite, master or not, by the time they're old enough to get into it, kids are already video game masters, by that point.
Oh dear. Oh, I don't know what else to say about it. It's satire, and I'm a bit disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, of course, maybe I'm biased because Fortnite just wasn't my thing. I tried it, looked at it, and like, nah.
No, I tried it. I think I tried it with you and Dax, and we had the paid version of it where you can play the story mode. And you don't have to play with anybody else.
Yeah.
When it first came out and it was getting really big, I tried it on my own, and I didn't want to pay, so I had to play the Battle Royale.
Right.
And I got dicked pretty quickly. I was like, do you know what, mate? Like, I have tried with the new age of games. I really have. I think I've reached that point now where, like, I'm becoming like an older gentleman, like I'm not down with the kids anymore, I'm really not. Like, I don't know about the newest music or movies. I don't know about the newest trends in gaming or whatever. Like, I'm trying to, like, I downloaded Apex Legends, right? And I had a go. I really gave it a go. I played 5 or 6 matches, and it always happens to me. Like I've tried it with PUBG, I tried it with Fortnite, I tried it with Apex Legends. Like I do it, but I always get dicked, and I don't know why. Like, okay, I do know why. It's because I'm crap, but I've got the reaction time of a sloth, right? But but like the last game I played in Apex Legends, I shot the guy, and he didn't die, but he shot me, and I died. You know, I was just like, do you know what? Right.
I done pretty well.
Hey, Lisa, what's going on?
I was able to play first person shooters up into my early 50s before I finally gave up and said, you know what, I can't do this anymore.
Mm.
You know, so I did okay, and I certainly in my, you know, at 50 I wasn't the best guy on the team, but middle of the pack, which is respectable, which meant some of those kids were worse than I was. So, but yeah, I mean, I've always tried to keep up with what's what, you know, in my house. When my kids were growing up, teenagers, they were borrowing my CDs, you know, you know, and their friends are like, your dad listens to Disturbed? Wow. And my kids are like, yeah, doesn't everybody? So I try, but yeah, you know, sometimes I tell you what I don't get is memes. I don't always get. I see the memes and I'm like, okay, I understand it, but why is this funny? I don't.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get that new thing that the kids are saying.
Yeah.
You gotta stand for your queen. And then someone was like, "Oh, it's to do with the Eminem song." Oh, so it's like a super fan thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It really is a shame, like, because I've got to this point where I'm starting to like not get it. And there was this YouTube channel, and I think it was called Behind the Meme or something, where I know it sounds stupid and really sad, but he would upload videos that would explain memes. Like, obviously, it's explaining a joke, right? So that's pretty cringe and pretty sad.
Right.
But like, some people need that, right? Like I had to freaking Google the what meme was it now? The learn to code meme. I was like, what are they on about? Then I realized what it was. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty funny. Yeah, hello internet and welcome Behind the Meme. But what's really sad about the guy who ran that channel is that his channel stopped. He quit because he developed like an alcohol habit.
Oh.
Yes, that's actually a pretty sad story behind him.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he was providing a service. Like it may be cringy or whatever. Like the rest of the internet may be laughing at him, but like he was still getting a decent amount of views, and like it wasn't overly negative in terms of like comments or likes to dislikes. So like people found value in what he was doing, and it's just really sad, you know.
Hey Michael, have a good one, dude. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Cynical made him an alcoholic.
Yeah. I mean, some of the memes I see are pretty obvious, and I get those, but the really particular, like, you just gotta, you know, to even get it, you gotta be up on this particular little bitty small fraction of a thing to understand it. And I'm like, huh? And then when you ask, like, what? People like, oh, don't you even know what's the matter with you? And it's just this little, you know, like only a very small fraction of humanity is even going to get that, but they act like everybody ought to know.
Jamil Joseph says, didn't he pass away from the alcohol problem? He died?
Wow.
Last time I watched a video, I think it may have been from the Right Opinion, Tro, and he did cover it. And he was obviously very fair to the guy, like he always is with everybody. But like last I saw, he just fell into a deep depression and became like an alcoholic and stuff. Like I don't know what happened with the guy. If he died, Jesus, that's awful.
Yeah, that is terrible.
It's not like he was uploading edgy or nasty content to YouTube. You know, he was uploading, I suppose, cringy videos, but at least people watched it. If he had more subscribers and views than I did, so.
But I do have an excuse. I mean, after all, people, give me a break. I am a legit boomer. I am a baby boomer. I'm not just one of these people people are calling him a boomer because they don't get it. I'm legitimately a baby boomer. So Dwight D. Eisenhower was president when I was born, if that gives you any point of reference.
Right. I'm just gonna buy a new PC setup, and I'm gonna put Alfie in the seat. I go, give him Fortnite. Go, right, go. Earn daddy some money.
Yeah.
Wow. The Fortnite World Cup, the $30 million tournament, shows esports future is already here. I don't understand why it's that game is still alive.
I don't understand it. It didn't flip my trigger, but you know,
Well,
each their own.
They keep releasing like massive updates, don't they?
I don't know. I know my grandson's into it,
Mm.
and that's really about all I know. Which he sent me a message saying he got Warframe finally, and he's trying to get me back into that, which I haven't done yet, but mostly because I'm out of room on my hard drive. I've got I was talking to you in DMs the other day about I'm gonna have to invest in an external hard drive, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd be okay if I could let go of all my videos, but I have every video I've ever made stored on my hard drive, and I just can't let go of them. I've always been a pack rat.
Or just upload everything to BitChute and then just delete the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm just like
Alfie trash talking. Yeah, he already does that to his mother. Like,
yeah, but
can I point something out whilst we're here?
Sure.
Because I'm looking at all the different esports news currently at the moment, and like I'm seeing all the different teams and stuff, and there's no fat neckbeards.
Oh no, most of them I've seen, the video clips I've seen of the esports, most of them look like they're young. They're very young kids, but well, to me, young kids, but they do seem to be fairly thin and in shape.
Oh, there's a League of Legends team from Russia that are all girls, and they are all future Twitch thoughts, all of them.
Yeah.
All 5 of them. But there's no fat neckbeards. They're all like slim, young, athletic-looking kids.
Mama Minnie says externals are cheap, Dad. I can send you one. I have an extra. Hey, if you can do that, it'd save me from having to spend the money on it. Yeah, I just need.
Go
ahead.
Misa says fat neckbeards like to pretend they're good at games, but really 12-year-olds run the scene. There's one word you missed out there. Asian 12-year-old.
That's racist.
Well, I'm sorry, right? But like I've got a grid here of all different images, and there's more Asian guys than there are white people. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but yeah, baby, if you could send me that, that's save me from having to get one. I just need something that I can put my videos on. And one thing you all know that there were issues Sunday with the upload of the last episode of Redneck Trek. I had issues. The biggest issue is that it took 4 hours to render, and that was my second attempt. The first attempt got 3 hours in and then failed, so I had to start over. I was not happy about that.
Obviously, Dark Angel. Obviously,
but the
Pakistani teenagers are too busy souping up their voxel novas and golfs and polos and putting spoilers on them that don't belong on hatchbacks.
Real quick, thank you, Jaeger Pony, for very generous donation on Streamlabs for the Bloodwing External Hard Drive Fund. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, the first attempt at rendering it failed 3 hours in, so I had to start all over again. And the reason it failed is because I was out of hard drive space, which took me by shock because I just checked it a week or two before, and it was in good shape, and I hadn't downloaded anything big, in between time. Come find out the gameplay videos that I've been the gameplay videos that I've been recording to do Redneck Trek are massive. I didn't have any idea how big they were, gigabyte wise. They're just massive. There was like 6 or 7 gameplay videos, and those 6 or 7 videos represented over 100 gigabytes of storage space. I was just shocked. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding? So it's not very optimized. I got rid of those videos because I didn't need them anymore, but that was the problem. So by the time I got through with the second rendering attempt, it was late. And I thank you again to everybody that showed up, even though it was late and very short notice. Quite a few of you showed up, and I do appreciate that because I really needed the company at that point. I was feeling pretty angry about the whole situation. But
that's gay.
That being said, I am very proud of this last episode of Redneck Track. And I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to.
It's 42 minutes long.
It is, but that's only 3 minutes longer than the last one.
Is it?
Yeah.
I watched the last one.
Yeah. And it didn't feel that long, did it?
Well, no, it didn't. I was watching it live as well.
Yeah. But
yeah, I'm not watching it, by the way, because Pun-mageddon, you know?
There's only 17.
Only 17.
And I counted every one.
17 too freaking many. I bet you made a few accidental ones and just didn't know.
Probably. And I missed some opportunity at some too. I noticed watching it back. But the reason I'm proud of it is not because of that, but because technically wise, behind the scenes and everything, I really put a lot into this one, and which is why it took so long to render. I mean, this one took 3 times as long as my other videos to render, which makes sense because I had a lot more music and a lot more effects and so forth in this one than I have previously. Keep trying to make each one a little better. You know,
if you just send all the files over to me, I'll render it too, sweet, and I'll send it back.
Yeah, but I'd have to send all the files, all the music files, all the gameplay files.
All of it.
Oh,
all of it.
I'm not sure that wouldn't be more effort than just rendering the darn thing. Well, one thing that has happened and is I figured out why my laptop keeps going to sleep, even though it's set not to. And Windows 10 is stupid, people. There are 3 different places on your computer, if you don't know that, where you can set whether it goes to sleep or not. And if they're not all 3 set to not go to sleep, it will go to sleep. 3 different places. That's stupid. But I finally found the 3rd place that I wasn't aware of just by tinkering around, found it by accident, turned it off to never. So now I can just set it to render while I sleep and not worry about it. Thank you, Owen Harmon, for the donation. Puns are great. Redneck Trek is brilliant. Here's towards the new hard drive. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy it. I really enjoy doing it. I really have a lot of fun doing it. And it's not just the gameplay. I do enjoy the game. I actually like that game, even though it's kind of an old game now and everything. But scripting it, coming up with the dumb jokes, and they are dumb, folks. I'm not a comedic genius, but I can be funny once in a while if I try.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy it. You should see me. I'm not joking when I'm telling you. I sit here and write the script, and I'm cracking myself up as I'm writing the script. I'm sitting over here laughing. My wife is giving me funny looks like, what the heck are you laughing at?
There was some hate speech in your chat. I had to remove it.
Well, oh?
Yeah, I just had to remove it. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just need to restart my browser. I'll be back in a moment. All right.
Okay. Mate? Okay. So yeah, guys, I guess what I'm getting, I appreciate your patience with this last Sunday because I was sure out of it. I was sure out of patience. And I appreciate everybody that seems to appreciate what I'm trying to do with Redneck Track. And I'm just trying to do something different and have a laugh. And I think I'm accomplishing that. Angry Illinoisans, nothing wrong with that. Blowing, I laugh as I write my book. Yeah. You know, if you've ever done a video, you know that you have to rewatch it several times during the editing process. Okay. And I laugh at my stuff every time I'm watching it. I mean, if I didn't think it was funny, then I wouldn't think it was funny for you. So I guess that's okay. That or I'm just weird. That's possible too.
You're a dad.
Yeah.
You're a dad.
I am.
Ooh, I got an ad on the stream.
Ooh. Yeah, well, so far. By the time it uploads, you won't.
Do all the streams get demonetized?
Before it's over, yeah. Eventually they get demonetized. Eventually they do. And my last Redneck track got hit for copyright, but I knew it was going to. I thought, I'm going to try this. It's probably going to get hit. And I had some copyrighted music on it. I knew I did. So I had it coming. Can't complain. It wasn't a strike. It was just whatever money that video makes goes to Blackfoot, the band that done the song. So
Blackfoot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a southern rock band from the 70s.
Oh, okay.
You know, that redneck rock.
Of course. I'm gonna fuck my sister. Oh God.
Hey.
But by the way,
it.
I have some other ridiculous news.
Okay.
You know Ninja?
Yeah, the Twitch streamer.
Yeah, the guy who's like amazing at Fortnite. He's writing a book. He's writing a book that will teach you to become an unstoppable gamer.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Misa. Like, I watch anime. It doesn't mean I like incest. I also made the epic mistake of allowing myself to becoming too curious about an anime called Akisora. Never again. See you there, Carla.
Have a good day at work, dude. Thanks for dropping by.
Never again. Never again. And I'm sure Misa knows what I'm talking about as well. Oh, Bear, why? What? Look, I'd been watching a lot of ecchi harem stuff, okay? And I was like, right, okay. Why not just dip my toe in something a little bit worse? YouTube deleted Monkey in the Morning today, did it? Or did he delete it?
Yeah, it could have been he deleted it. I don't. Yeah. Not aware. Usually I was on Monkey in the Morning yesterday, but that was because he didn't do it until afternoon. So it really wasn't morning anymore. But usually it's while I'm heavily sawing logs, because he's usually doing that like 2 in the morning, my time. Like, yeah, I don't think so.
Akisora, I don't know whether you describe it as a hentai. I don't know whether it fits the description of a hentai, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And I'm not going to talk about it any more than that. I'm sure you don't want to know what it is. Yeah, light hentai would be the better term for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a couple of articles that I was looking at today that I thought I might address.
Go on.
Today, and there's one, and there's an awful lot wrong with this first article on a lot of ends. Here's the title: 10-year-old boy charged with assault after dodgeball injury. Our kids are racially targeted.
Say that again.
10-year-old boy charged with assault after dodgeball injury.
Oh, come on.
Our kids are racially targeted. Yeah. The mom of a 10-year-old boy received the shock of her life recently a phone call from her local juvenile court explaining that her son would be charged with aggravated assault months after a playground game of dodgeball at his elementary school. I couldn't believe it. Kamisha Lindley, mother of soon-to-be fifth grader Bryce Lindley, told 7 Action News about the call received from the Wayne County Juvenile Court in Canton, Michigan on July 24th. Now, because the boy being punished is black and the boy who was injured is white, some critics are calling the incident racist, while others, including celebrity comedian D.L. Huey, who called the charge ridiculous, are coming to the boy's general defense. Some 10-year-olds were playing dodgeball on the playground at school. A white kid got hit with the ball. Then they charged the 10-year-old black child with assault, tweeted film producer and self-dubbed #1 race baiter Tariq Nasheed. This is why we should not prioritize any of these border issues while our kids are racially targeted. The situation began back on April 29th when Bryce received a 1-day suspension from Ruth Erickson Elementary in Canton for allegedly hitting a classmate in the face with a ball during a game of dodgeball. Isn't that what you're supposed to do in dodgeball? Hit the other kid?
Now, look, dodgeball isn't really a thing over here in the UK. I mean, yeah, we have played it here. It's not really a thing that you play in school. At least when I was in school, it was more of a thing that we often did in the Navy from time to time.
We played it in gym class.
Yeah, we didn't play it in our what you would call gym, what we call PE.
Yeah,
physical education. It wasn't really a thing. But when I was younger, like a playground game, you'd play something like dodgeball or bulldog, which were quite violent. Which probably worse than dodgeball, to be honest. That's the point of the game.
Yeah. I'll go on. The child reportedly sustained a concussion, because it was an accident, Lindsay didn't expect punitive measures against her son Bryce to go any further. I'm amazed that he was even suspended for a day from school. That's for playing dodgeball, because that's what you're supposed to do, is hit the other kid. But the injured child's mother, who declined to release her name on her child or her child's to the public, says her son had previous medical condition that made him susceptible to head injuries. Then why in the heck is he playing dodgeball? Why?
Could I have this article, please?
Yep.
If you just fire it over to DMs, please, mate. That's the point of the game, though.
It is.
It doesn't hurt. Come on.
Well, it can sting. I've been hit in the face with a dodgeball. It sure can sting.
Yeah,
Trust
but
me.
It's not like if somebody was to throw a baseball at you, you'd know about it, right?
Right. It wasn't like they hit him with something like that. No.
It'd knock you out, probably, right? But a dodgeball ball isn't exactly the hardest thing in the world.
No. And trust me, when we would play this in gym, and we called it PE as well, but when we played this, I was always picked on because I was the little skinny kid. Get him, we can knock him out. But to their dismay, I was also pretty daggum quick. He can't touch me.
Oh my God, people always go on about like soccer, like British football, right? Some kids when they're about 15 or 16, like they reach a point where they're very physically fit, right? And they can kick that ball, and that ball can reach up to 100 miles per hour if it's kicked by a guy that's like got quite powerful legs. Like professional footballers can kick a ball faster than that.
Yeah.
If you get hit by that ball and that hits you in the face, like people just kind of deal with it. Like even our ninny soccer players, just deal with it 9 times out of 10. Freaking dodgeball, come on. You're throwing it. You can't throw one of those balls that hard.
And it goes on. Like I said, there's a lot of things wrong with this whole situation. Further, she alleges to 7 Action News that this particular injury was no accident, adding that he sustained facial tissue damage to his face. He had a black eye and a bruised nose. Yeah, he got his face in the way of the ball.
Wow. He had a black eye and a bruised nose from that.
Yeah.
What do you do? Headbutt it?
I don't know. But if that's, if you're afraid that that might be a possibility, don't play the game. It is a rough game. Just don't. She says that her son had already experienced similar incidents while engaging in physical activities at school, and that she tried not to let it get to this point. Sounds to me like your kid's a klutz. I'm sorry, but it does. It sounds like he's a klutz. He doesn't need to. Yeah, maybe he doesn't need to be playing.
What the hell is a dodgeball made out of to do that?
It's just a utility ball. Usually that's what we use over here, just a general utility ball. It's not as hard as a soccer ball, but those kind of maroon red utility balls. I don't know if you have them over there. I assume you do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I assume
same ball you play kickball with. The case, Wayne County's assistant prosecuting attorney Maria Miller tells Yahoo Lifestyle, was evaluated by our juvenile prosecuting unit, and it was determined that there was enough evidence for us to charge aggravated assault for a dodgeball game. Oh my God. Critics, however, have called out the charges overly harsh and racist. Some seem to imply that the incident appears to fit into a larger pattern of what various students have found to be disproportionately punishments between black and white children in America. And it goes on and on and on about that. And there's a lot of things wrong with this argument. No, it's not racist. No, it's not. But it's an overly protective helicopter mom.
Helicopter mom. I like
that. That's what you got here. This isn't a white and black thing. It's a mom who has a little sissy boy. I'm sorry, but that's what it sounds like. She's got a little sissy boy that doesn't need to be playing these games, but still wants to play. And he got hurt.
Does a kid not play out with his friends? And come on, when you played out with your friends as a kid, you hurt yourself a lot.
Yeah.
I know I did, because I'm if it existed, I bumped into it. I'm just saying, but does he not go out? Does he not go out of his friends and climb trees and build dens and ride a bike and fall off it and stuff?
Don't get me wrong. I love kids, but if this kid has a tendency toward head injuries, he needs to be more careful.
Get him a helmet. Get that kid a helmet.
and playing dodgeball is one thing he shouldn't be doing, because the whole point of the game is to hit the other kid with the ball.
Yeah.
And you can't always guarantee it's not going to hit him in the face, because, even though that might not be where you're aiming, kids move. They try to dodge the ball, and they get their face in the way of it. It happens. I've been hit in the face in dodgeball.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I got hit in the nuts the first time I ever played dodgeball. I was in the Navy at the time. We were in the Falklands, and we're like, right, we want to do a game of dodgeball because it would just get us off the ship and get us out there at a bit of exercise. And we're like, yeah, all right. We did it. Now, I suck at the game, like I do with everything. But the ball got me square in the nuts.
Yeah.
And this was adults playing, so...
I mean, I played a lot of sports growing up. I even lettered. I was a pretty decent baseball player. I lettered in baseball. But one of the worst I ever got hurt was at baseball practice. A guy hit a line drive, which hit me straight in the Adam's apple.
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh, no. I'd rather get hit in the nuts.
And I thought I was going to die. And so did everybody else on the team.
I would rather be hit in the nuts with a cricket ball than take anything to the throat, because that makes you panic, doesn't it?
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. But you know what, folks? That's the risk you take when you play sports.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Sounds like it's the risk you take when you walk around your neighborhood, to be fair.
Right. I wasn't looking to blame the ball team and all the other players and the kid that hit the line drive who didn't mean to. I mean, I should have been paying more attention and at least got my glove up in the way, or whatever. That that's just part of playing games and playing sports. Oh my gosh, you don't take a 10-year-old boy and no, the other side is wrong. This isn't about color. It isn't about racism. It's about being overprotective. It's just,
it really is. Like, come on. It's very silly.
I saw that article and I'm like, I'm looking at both sides of the argument, and I'm like, no, both of y'all are wrong. You're both being idiots. Gosh darn it. But come on, folks. I feel for the kid. If he really does have a physical condition where he's susceptible to head injuries, you need to be making sure that he's not getting involved in activities. And I know it's hard. You want your kid to participate. The kid wants to play with the other kids and be a part of it. But if it's that dangerous for him, it's unfair to the other kids, not only to that kid, to let him participate in something he could potentially really get hurt in.
He needs to toughen up, man. It's a dodgeball. It's not like he took a friggin' like what Owen just said there, a bloody cricket bat to the knee. What side of the bat was it? Because if it was the other side, the triangular side, that would hurt. I've finally established Bear's Law. Finally, Bloodwing. Finally, yeah. Bear's Law. If it exists, it's either hit me in the nuts or I've walked into it. Oh dear.
I'm just look. I really get it. You want your children to take part, and the kid wants to take part. He doesn't want to look like a sissy and be held out. I get that.
Yeah.
But if he really does have a problem where he gets head injuries, common sense has got to step in somewhere. And, just not let the kid do that, or make him wear a helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll look stupid for a while, and the other kids will make fun of him for a little bit, but then they'll get over it.
Well, can we just? What the fuck is that?
What's that? What?
Also play on articles. Oh, that makes me mad. Okay. We'll just put that discussion to the side for 1 second, because I do want to come back to it, because I do like telling people about all the injuries I've had over the years. Some of you who do follow my wife on Twitter, Vanilla Bear, she recently made a tweet saying life is so cruel, gonna hate the next few days. And people are like asking her, what's wrong? The missus is very, very upset right now. And the reason for that being is for years and years and years and years and years, my missus has helped her friend. Her friend owns horses.
Right.
And animals tend to get ill and have to be put down. It was only a few days after I returned back from the Falklands where a horse that even I helped to look after from time to time had to be put down. And the horse that my wife has been working and breaking in and that kind of stuff and helping to look after regularly for quite some time now has got to be put down on Thursday.
Oh, hate to hear that, dude.
Yeah. And it's not nice. And obviously she's very upset. The horse is actually owned by her friend's daughter, and she'll be beside herself as well today.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that's the reason why she's upset, folks. If anybody is wondering why on Twitter,
send her happy thoughts. Send her good things on Twitter. Make her feel better, guys. Come on.
It's not good either, because horses are big animals,
Yeah.
And I think she was there for the last horse she was there to have. She didn't put it down, obviously, but she was there when her horse, well, it wasn't her horse, it was her friend's horse, Buster, who was a ex-race horse, would you believe? It's a horse that I actually really, really liked. It's a horse that I would help look after, had lots of personality. I'd feed him, I'd muck him out, I'd help rebuild the banks inside his stable area. I didn't work him or ride him because I'm like too heavy to ride a horse. was a nice horse there to put it down. It put a bit of a dampener on my return back home after 7 months deployment. But yeah, they're just big dogs. It's pretty. Yeah, there's so much. Horses have so much personality, you know.
Oh, they do. Absolutely. Yes, they're massive animals. They are huge animals, and powerful animals. But they're they have just as much personality as any dog or any other animal that you might have in your home as a pet.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I'm gonna have to go. Gonna have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, well, we are halfway through the stream, so that's fair. That is fair.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Luckily, I wasn't there when they had to put Buster down. I was really my wife's friend also owned a cob called Jack, and a huge bloody thing. It must have been about 16 hands, I think it was. Big horse, and he just so much personality in him. You know, he was a great horse. And I loved going to the yard to see him and giving him a nice ear scratch, and stuff like that. And he's not dead. I think he's dead. He was given away to somebody else to look after. But yeah, my missus actually got to ride and take that horse in a horse competition, like a small county competition, where she got reserve champion. So that was pretty cool. How long till BW has seen my icon change? Well, I've just noticed it now. Yes, old P do. Old men have to pee often. Yes, they do. Oh dear. Yeah, having an animal and having to put it down is crap, And I imagine it's worse when the animal is like big, when it's a really big animal. As you put it down, like it depends on how they put it down. If they do it via lethal injection, they like my missus said, like Buster like looked at her as if to say, "Help me," that's equestrian competition. That's right. There's also the other way, which of course is a shotgun, which is pretty grim stuff, and I wouldn't want to be around for that either. Yeah, see, I told you, we do have guns in this country, but tends to be farmers and vets that own them, as it were. Good Lord, what the fuck? So, yeah, what's everybody up to? We should go back to talking about accidents that we've had. Go back to accidents that we've had. I mean, I've had some pretty bad ones over the previous years. I've fallen down the stairs, but not from the top, usually from the halfway point. Or there was one time where I fell down the stairs and it was from the top, but I grabbed hold of the banister on the way down and I managed to stop myself around about the halfway 3/4 mark. And you know how painful that is, man, because when you do that and you can feel your skin tear like under your armpit. Ow. Oh, Owen's got a good one. We just had to wait for that to come through. I cut my fingers on a guitar string once along the distance of my finger. Ow. It's always cuts to the hands, man. They just feel like 10 times worse, don't they? Like paper cuts. It's just like they're not even that big of a deal, but they really hurt and sting, Oh dear. I broke my arm. I fractured my arm in 2 places when I was in year 3, so like 3rd grade. That was pretty bad. Really, really hurt my arm. It's weird as well because I didn't know, and I just got up and I walked it off. And it wasn't until after school that my mum kind of like noticed that there was something wrong with my arm. It says I was climbing a tree when I jumped down, landed with my front teeth in my kneecap. Ow! I've smashed my nose on my own kneecap before. Still got the scar. I bet you have. I still have a faint scar just above my left. Oh, Bloodwing just left the hangout. So I think his laptop or internet's cut out. So if it goes for too long, then the stream will stop. So I better get in. Kickball to the nuts. Youch. Yeah, I've had that. Yeah. I fell down a muddy hill once with a bag full of bottles of beer and not one broke. Really? Awesome. I'll take a paper cut over a metal cut any day. Slice my hand to the point of liquid stitches on aluminium foil. Ow. Ow. Ugh. Painful. Very, very painful stuff. Jammed paneling under my finger. Oh no. Oh no. I can't stand that. I can't be having things underneath my fingernails, man. All the way to the middle knuckle. Ooh, had to have surgery to get it all out. I'd rather take a kickball to the nuts. What the ever-loving fuck whore. Everybody's got to be that one last useless cum bucket to pass the truck before she merged. Oh dear, PT's not having a good day. Just get out of your system, dude. Get out of your system. Sprinting across the flight deck, tripping on a clover leaf, and destroying your legs on non-ski. Oh yeah, I know the feels. And for those who don't know, warships, the deck on the upper deck, unlike the flight deck and obviously the forecastle and the waist, if your ship has that, is coated with a non-skid type of like paint where it's like gritty. So the whole, if you put your hand on the deck and rub your hand along, it feels very gritty. That's to stop obviously from people from slipping over and stuff at sea. And if you fall over on it, which I have done, you fucking know about it. You do know about it. Yeah, asphalt paint with spiky rocks. That's what it is. Yeah, it's awful. It's horrible when you fall over on that. There was I don't know about your Navy, but our Navy does every so often likes to do like target practice, like port or starboard battery upper deck weapons practice. And what we do is we put something in the water, big friggin' red orangey inflatable. The base of it's like all metal and stuff like that, and the rest of it's inflatable. We call it the killer tomato, and you put it in the water so that the port or starboard battery can fire at it. Nice little bit of target practice. There he is. He came back before the stream died. Kind of, hopefully. And well, anyway, they were trying to deflate one, and somebody jumped on it, and there was not enough air in it to sustain his weight. And yeah, he landed on the non-skid surface. It's shredded fingertip with the blade of a circular saw spinning down. Ow! We had lots of fantail firing. Even had the ship Shapland destroy the target because he was a former Marine and decided to just unload the 50 cal on it. Awesome. Good God, a lot of you are dangerous to have around. That's what I've noticed. I've noticed that a lot of my audience is mentally ill or is clumsy to the point of they've lost some fingers. I mean, I've still got all my digits, surprisingly. You know, oh, he's gone again. I'm very surprised I still have all my digits. I mean, I've taken some serious blows to the head in my time as well, though. I've taken some serious blows to the head. You know, he's back. Is he back?
I had to open my mouth earlier, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least the stream didn't die.
Yeah. We had a power surge that knocked the modem out.
Oh dear, that's not good.
Yeah. But yeah, at least so far the stream's still going, isn't it?
Yeah, still going.
I'm just now getting everything back up.
We've established that the entirety of our audience are really clumsy people and don't have all of their limbs or digits.
Yeah, shoot. My grandson, Mama Minnie's middle child, her second oldest son, the one I call Bulldozer, it is a walking accident. I'm serious. The boy has more scars than people 5 times his age. If there's a way to get hurt, he's gonna find it.
Yeah, man. I was just saying, like, I've got all my digits and stuff. I've got all my limbs still, and most of my scars are fairly faded. But I've taken some serious blows to the head in my life, which explains a lot. Like, obviously, whilst I was serving, you know, I fell down ladders all the time. And there was, of course, that one time where I slipped off the ladder whilst, you know, coming back from the shower with the towel around my waist. And as I fell down the ladder, the towel came off So I was naked flying through the air. And then as I landed, I smashed my head on a wire guard. And what it is it's actually quite a wide piece of like metal that guards a bunch of wires, probably about a foot wide. I smashed my head on that, nearly knocked myself out. I've done things like that so many times, man. I actually was accidentally rifle whipped, if that's the correct term. I was bending down to do up my laces at the range, and someone walked past me, and the rifle hit me in the head.
Mama Minnie out there in chat says he's not lying. My boy has had stitches in just his head 4 times.
I've had stitches in my head once.
And this kid isn't even 10 years old yet. he's something. He's something. Now, the next question is going to be, because, there's some things I have a little OCD about, and I'm sitting here looking at my clock flashing 12:07 at me. How long can I ignore it and not go over and fix it? Hate that. Hate a flashing clock. But yeah, I'll wait till after the stream. I will wait till after the stream. I'm just thankful to get back before it ended this time.
Yeah, good. It's a good thing you did come back. Otherwise, I'd have probably carried on talking without knowing the stream died. Just sitting there waffling on. I mean, I have taken some blows to the head in my day. I really have. I've been punched in the face a few times. I've been headbutted. Like I've done a fair bit of headbutting myself.
Oh God, I've told the story before. I got 4 stitches on my 16th birthday from a birthday whipping. But the one that was probably one of the worst, because it still affects me to this day. It was when I was about, I don't know, 11, something like that. I had a bicycle accident. Actually, what it was, I was chasing a kid that was on foot, and I was on a bicycle, and I was chasing him. And I got too close, hit the heel of their foot, which stopped my bicycle dead. I went over the handlebars and landed on the handlebars with the end of it in my gut. I mean, it didn't enter me because it had the handle grips on it.
Yeah.
But I landed with my full weight on the end of it, and it tore all the muscles in my stomach. I couldn't even walk for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's had an effect on me even now. My stomach muscles are very weak.
Yeah.
But it was my own fault. I shouldn't have been chasing that kid.
Yeah, you silly sausage.
Shoot.
Oh wow, all these memories are coming back to me now. There was a time in high school where I was on the toilet, and I got up, and as I leant forward, my friend booted the door open with all of his force, and it caught my head between the door and the concrete dividers between the cubicles.
Yeah.
And get this, right? It took me like a few seconds to kind of reestablish myself, but I burst out laughing, and I couldn't stop laughing. That's weird, isn't it?
No. Mama Minnie out there in chat, and she'll verify this if she's not busy, has always, from the time she was a little kid, laughed when she gets hurt.
Yeah?
She will sit there and laugh whenever she gets hurt. She cut her foot wide open, had to get stitches, and she's sitting there laughing. It's just what she does. It's a nervous reaction for her. You know,
my sister broke.
She will absolutely laugh when she gets hurt. You know, I used to walk in on her and J Kid used to play 6-inch punch. You know what that is, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
And they would play until Mama Minnie's arm was bruised from the elbow up to her shoulder, and she'd be laughing hysterically and in tears. It was killing her, but she's laughing.
Yeah, but I just burst out laughing hysterically. Like, you know, when you're hysterically laughing and you can't breathe and you got tears coming down your eyes and you just cannot compose yourself whatsoever. You can barely breathe. It was like that. But I'm not like that. Like that happened but once. I think something went off in my brain a little bit there.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, we always taught our kids when they'd hurt themselves, there she in chat. He's not wrong. My body doesn't handle pain right. It's kind of fun, to be honest. Made the military simpler.
I bet it did. I bet it did.
But we always taught them say goody goody when they'd get hurt. Stub their toe or smash their finger or something. Say goody goody. Oh, goody goody. But it always helped calm them down a little bit.
A couple of years ago, I had a really, really bad ear infection, and the pain of it wasn't constant. It was one of those ear infections where it was short, sharp, like extreme pains, and it would happen randomly throughout the day until I got it sorted. And obviously, I had to go about my business as I did, and I'm like walking to the shops. This is before I had my car, and obviously I'm in public, so I don't want to like lash out. But so instead I'd be screaming "Winnie the Pooh" in the street on my own, looking like a crazy guy with Tourette's that doesn't swear. Oh God, that was awful. That was awful. Really, really painful stuff.
And Mama Minnie says, nuts is confusing for people. Even worse, I laugh at others too, and I can't help it. And she does. If I fell down and she's laughing at me, she doesn't mean to be laughing at me. It's just her reaction. It's an ingrained nervous reaction for her. And people get mad at her sometimes. So, what are you laughing for? This hurts. I know. But it's my family's weird. I mean, they had me as a dad. What do you expect?
Yeah.
So,
in fact, there is one injury that a friend of mine had whilst I was serving, and the description of it is awful. Have you ever had a twisted testicle?
Oh Lord, yes.
Usually happens to sports players, like athletes and stuff like that. I know a guy it happened. In fact, I know two that it happened to. That untangling that shit, I've heard. I've not experienced it, nor do I wish to experience it. Is incredibly painful. Like apparently, there's no pain like it. Just,
yeah.
Yeah,
well, it's painful enough, and we've mentioned it's painful enough, and everybody out in the chat that's a guy will know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're sitting in a chair and you just go to shift your position a little bit, and then you roll a nut.
Yeah,
and then you feel like the top of your head's going to come off. That's bad enough, let alone what you're talking about.
Yeah, testicle torsion, as B Junkie points out there in the chat. Pinkala says, I was part of a 5-man team that was picking up ACOM ladder off the side of the ship to put on the deck. Everybody let go but me, us for silly, and my knee blew up. Ow. We were ordered not to cuss on the pier. Well, I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, as it were. Oh dear. There was something I was going to say now, but I can't even remember. Ball. I can't.
It'll come to you.
It will come to me eventually. I'm sure it will. Did you ever watch guys play the nut slap game? Yeah, I used to play it. Yeah, as a teenager. When I was a teenager, me and my friends would throw like sticks. We play nut stick or nut ball, where you'd throw like a stick, or you'd throw a like a small little bouncy ball at each other's nuts.
Yeah. Dumb things you do as a kid, teenager. Yeah.
I made the mistake of being really shady and throwing a full bottle of shower gel at my friend's nuts, and I got him square in the nuts as well, like in the position he was in. And obviously, because I did that and it was a bit naughty, I had to do a forfeit, and he got to throw it at me from point blank range.
When I was, I wasn't a teenager, but I was in my very early 20s. I was just freshly married, and I worked at a tire store. That's all we did. Well, they did do alignments and stuff, but most of us just changed the tires on your car, rotated and balanced them. Anything to do with your tires, we did it. And me and another fellow were messing around, and he was messing with me, and I was messing with him, and he took. I had turned my back. I was working on a set of tires, and I turned my back on it. And when I come back and finished tearing it up, and then I put it on a balancer to balance it, and I couldn't get it to balance right. And then it struck me, because a trick we used to play on each other, you take some of those metal weights, that you pound on it to balance a tire out.
Yeah.
And you throw it inside the tire. Well, if they don't know it and they air it up, it won't balance. It'll just keep changing the numbers.
Yeah.
I figured out that's what it did. And he's over there laughing, so I knew he did it to me. Well, you could smoke in those days. It was the early 80s. And I flipped my cigarette at him. Just flipping a cigarette at him. Well, it hit him just right and went down his T-shirt. And his T-shirt was tucked in.
Oh, no.
Oh, he was not happy with me.
Oh, I bet he wasn't.
And we spent the rest of the day trying to get one up on one another. It finally ended when he was walking around with a rag in his back pocket, and I lit the rag with my lighter.
That's out of order, blood.
Oh, he got mad. I said, "Look, are we done? Are we done?"
Yeah, you have to call it quits from there when people start lighting fires. That's out of order.
Yeah, well,
That's
I
naughty.
was still young enough to be stupid.
I do like it, though. I do like that. It's really cheeky, but I do like it.
I was always like that. I was the scrawny kid, I was 6 foot tall and probably only weighed 130 pounds, soaking wet. But I was never afraid of anybody, and you can sense that out of people.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't, I was able, I would do stuff like that to people, and fortunately, rarely ever got smacked, because they knew I'd fight them back if they did. But yeah, I would. Yeah,
surprised you didn't get shot, if I'm honest.
Well, it was all in good fun, and he later calmed down. He was seriously mad. He was really mad.
Oh, I bet he was.
But
I've been burnt with a cigarette before. Left a nice hole in my hand.
Well, I didn't mean to burn him. I thought the cigarette would just bounce off of him. I didn't know it was going to go down his shirt. I'm not that good of a shot.
Actually, to be fair, we were very far south, and it was like really hot. And one of the lads got drunk, and he thought it'd be absolutely hilarious to come out onto the quarterdeck naked. And the quarterdeck's where you smoke. And we were like, we're not having this from your drunk naked ass. So we all started flicking our cigarettes at him. He quickly went back inside the ship and got dressed. Yeah.
I mean, I even tried to apologize to him, but it's like he wouldn't take the apology, and he just wanted to get mad. And that's when I said, okay, well, if you want to play this, we can go all the way. I could be just as dumb and mean as you can.
Even though it was you who is in the wrong.
Well, like I said, I was only like, 22, 23 years old. I wasn't very smart.
You burnt the man.
But we ended up, cooling it down, and we were buddies at the end of the day. We were friends.
Well, that's good. At least you had that, I suppose.
The dumb things you do.
You bully.
Yeah. I was never quite the bully that J-Kid was. J-Kid was a bully. Oh my gosh, he was a bully. Yeah, you ask anybody that knows him in real life, and they'll tell you, yeah, he was a bully, which is amazing because he's even scrawnier than I was.
I could see that with J-Kid.
Yeah,
I could see that with him.
He was an absolute bully. He bullied his sisters. He bullied the neighborhood kids. He was just constantly, on people.
Well, to be fair, what you've told me about where you live, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. 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 It's a redneck neighborhood, and probably a good third to half of those are white trash rednecks. So,
Yeah, he probably needed that to get through his childhood.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. He didn't get, but see, I got bullied a lot when I was younger. He didn't, because he took the reins in his hands and he became the bully.
Well,
But,
I suppose you will have to ask yourself the question: is it, what's better, be the bullied person, or be the bully?
yeah, yeah. But
Hashtag be the bully.
yeah, yeah. And at the height of it, we lived over on a dead end street. We lived in the last block on a dead end street. So there wasn't a lot of traffic in that area, and a lot of kids playing out in the street, in the middle of the street.
Like a cul-de-sac?
Kind of like it didn't have a circle, it was just came to a dead end.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I grew up in a cul-de-sac. It didn't have a circle, but it's still classed as a cul-de-sac.
And
I think it is anyway.
I'm telling you, in that one little block, we had some of the dumbest rednecks. One winter, we had this old-fashioned wooden wheelbarrow that was out in our yard. It's made out of wood, and we used it as a planter. Had plants in it.
Yeah.
And we woke up one day and it was gone. Somebody stole it. Now, remember, I said it's winter. It had snowed. Wheelbarrow leaves tracks.
Mm-hmm.
We followed the tracks across the street to the neighbor.
Silly.
Are you kidding
Very
me?
silly.
Yeah. So we just walked around behind the house, and there's my wheelbarrow. Just followed the tracks right to it. I'm like, are you guys idiots?
Oh, those bloody melts.
Of course, that was the same family that the kid sat out there and was shooting at me with a BB gun while I was working on my car.
For God's sake.
They were terrible white trash. Terrible. The mom come over one time wanting to fight me.
The mom?
The mom, yeah. Come out here in the street and fight me. And I'm just dying laughing. I'm cracking up. I'm almost rolling in the floor. Like, I ain't fighting.
Why?
You. Get out of here. I don't even remember what started it. She got into it with my wife and the neighbor woman over something. And I had been asleep because I worked nights. And my wife come in and got me and says, we got trouble. I said, well, what's going on? So, well, so-and-so's out here out in the street yelling at us and stuff. So I just got out of bed and come out there. And I told her, why don't you just go on home? You're making a spectacle out of yourself. And so then she turned on me. Why don't you come out here and fight me? Fight me. I'm like, I'm not fighting you. First of all, one punch, I'd destroy you.
You should have done it.
Secondly, I'm not fighting a woman.
You should have. You should have taken her up on it. But not hit her, obviously. Just let her swing and just danced around her like the moron.
Mama Minnie knows exactly who I'm talking about, because she said the dad was a coward, the mom was a devil, and the two kids were heathens. It's absolutely correct, because it was like a couple of days after that, the dad was out doing something in his car in the middle of the street, and he just keeps staring at me, with hate in his eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kept looking across and staring at me. And I finally just said, what? Threw my hands up. What do you want? You want some? What do you want? he went back in the house.
Told his missus, and his missus come over to try and sort you out.
Oh, she was something else. My gosh, she was something else. Lord have mercy. Oh, that block. I've lived in some pretty redneck neighborhoods in my life and growing up, but that block was the worst of the lot. It was terrible. There wasn't but 6, 7 houses on that block. Wasn't very many. But man, the worst of the worst were living there. Like, are you kidding me?
I need to go. I need to go toilet, but I think it might be number 2, so it might be a little bit longer. So
Okay.
yeah.
We'll do the best we can to keep her going.
That's right. Okay, I'll be back shortly.
Alrighty.
Right.
Chat, how you doing? After getting bounced off the internet and everything, I don't think I've even asked today, which is not a good thing. So how y'all doing? You know, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? I can talk. I can just fill the air with words, but they won't necessarily mean anything. Yeah. What Mom Minnie said out there in the chat, that's true too. It was, trust me, this block was the worst of the worst. Absolutely the worst of the worst. Joel Brown says, how am I doing? Dude, I'm hurting. I'm hurting pretty bad, but I'll get over it. What will we have for dinner? Ebony Williams says, I don't know. I'm thinking of just being like, I'm thinking of making hamburger helper today. And I'm one of them people that happens to like hamburger helpers. So we'll see if I even feel like cooking that.
Hello, my name's Alex.
Good try, Vanilla, but not quite. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm getting there.
RJ Bansman, is Richard Petty scrawny? Yes. If you're talking about old man Richard, yes, he's scrawny. Here you're having a little bit of a rough time, Vanilla.
I am a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's history repeating itself again.
Well, I can understand that. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Just got to think good thoughts.
Yeah, that's what's making me teary.
Owen Harmon says, "What's hamburger helper?" It's got different flavors, but it's just a ready-made meal. It's just things that you add in. It's a mix that you add in with fried hamburger to make a meal.
So a bit like a pot noodle family then.
It could kind of like that. Yeah, kind of like it. It has like a mixed powder for flavoring, and it'll have noodles and all that kind of stuff in it,
Cool.
depending on what flavor of hamburger helper it is. But I think we've got beef stroganoff and
I've not had beef stroganoff.
Cheeseburger noodles, I think, are the 2 flavors I have in there. But we'll see. Depends on whether I feel like standing there and cooking it or not. And I really don't want to know that your poo is amazing, Bear.
And I'm a dirty northerner, says you.
What was that, Vanilla? Just as you spoke, I had an alert go off and I didn't hear you.
He's calling me a dirty northerner.
Oh. Real quick, thank you, Cryptic, for the donation on Streamlabs. I remember sitting on a curb in the project housing I used to live in and seeing a black lady chasing her baby mama down the street yelling for the welfare check. Lady was shooting at his feet with a 9mm just another day. I've actually seen a very similar scene when I was I think I was about 18, and there was a bunch of us renting a house, a bunch of hippie teenagers renting a house together. And I was sitting out on the porch early one morning, and I hear the front door of the house across the street come busting open, and a guy comes running out of there with nothing on but his britches, barefoot with no shirt on. And I hear a woman scream, "No, don't!" And then out the door busts another guy with a gun, chasing him down the street. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together and figured he must have walked in on something he didn't want to walk in on.
I was at my friend's house and I was sat outside having a fag with her. Next minute, there was like 6 policemen walking past. One was holding a machete.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was holding a crossbow. And the others were like holding, the air rifles that you can go like shooting rabbits with. They were just casually walking through the street to go to the cop car.
Mm.
I was like, hey, normal day in Britain then.
Yeah, you never know what you'll see in this neighborhood. Although that wasn't quite in this neighborhood, that was the next neighborhood over, which is just slightly less redneck than here.
Yeah. Did Eric Bear tell you that I told him off that he's trying to be redneck and he wasn't redneck enough? I went, it sounds forced. You can't be a redneck if you sound like you're forcing it out.
No.
You have to be free flowing.
Yeah, you either are or you aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I could be a redneck, but not have the accent.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I always tell people redneck's not an area thing. It's a way of life thing.
Yeah.
So it's,
My cousin in Florida said that I would fit in like a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the rock stars that I drink and everything else. I could be a proper redneck.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of life.
Yeah. I don't do girly clothes. I do baggy clothes, baggy jeans that you can fit potatoes in.
Bear, why are you discussing chips and gravy while you're in the pooper?
It's got liquid ass. Liquid ass.
Well, he told me that yesterday, that he was kind of feeling a little poorly.
Oh yeah, check the toilet when you flush it. He keeps forgetting. They still not mended my toilet properly.
Oh, doesn't flush right?
You know the seal that's at the back of the toilet that the pipe comes down?
Right.
It keeps spewing out water at the back. So when you flush it, it's like a fountain.
Oh.
Yeah, so you've got to be gentle to sit on the toilet so you don't get like double splashback.
Well, he's blaming it on you.
I haven't got a fat ass. His ass is bigger than mine.
Curtis, Mom says, courtesy flush, Bear.
Yeah. See, they're all bullying now, Bear.
Oh, I keep looking over at the clock to see what time it is, and I keep forgetting it's flashing. Doggone it.
He's here now.
Do you have a fat ass?
I don't have fat
ass.
I'll lend you back. Ow!
Oh, piss off.
Don't hit me.
People sucking up to you in the chat.
That's because I'm the
You're not
better
a
one.
redneck at all.
I
I
am
mean,
a redneck.
you dress like one with your vests and shit.
See, I blend in.
I
don't
invent-
do the accent.
I invented smoking on the toilet.
No, you didn't.
Go on, clear off.
The Queen.
I'm sorry, but there were thousands of rednecks doing it long before you were.
No, it was me. I invented it. I was the original redneck in a previous life.
A cigarette and a poo just go together like beer and a cigarette.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Really, they really do. It's an unnatural laxative.
Mm-hmm.
If I suppose.
So did everything come out all right?
It all fell out, mate.
You know,
Shut up, mum of many. Judas, you're as bad as J Kid at this point.
Owen Harmon says, real men smoking on the shower. I have.
Yeah, I've done that. As well.
When I was a teenager and was trying to hide, I wasn't fooling them none, but was trying to hide the fact that I was smoking from my parents. I used to smoke in the shower. Thinking that the shower would dilute the smoke,
Yeah. Kinda. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, so what? Yeah, God, I hate that flashing clock. I can't tell what time it is without looking on my, moving my mouse down. That's so hard to move my mouse over and look at the clock. It's such a pain in the butt.
First world problems.
Yeah, the first world problems. Oh, so have we got anything else? This stream has got crazy. It's really has been all over the place, hasn't it?
It really has, yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Cynical Lindsay being pedantic there in the chat. Obviously, it didn't just fall out of me. I pushed a little bit and it just all fell out. usually it's a friggin' effort, but yeah, it was good. It was good poo.
She says this 4 mommy says it's 411 year old man. Geez, oh pizza. Yeah, well.
I'm hungry.
Are you hungry? Glad to know you're hungry.
I had a steak earlier. Wasn't a thick steak though, it's a thin steak.
It don't matter. Just rub it in my face.
It was medium rare as well. And I had VB did homemade fries for me because she knows I hate fat chips.
Just rub it in. Just rub it in.
I will. I might have a lasagna after.
You're welcome, Vanilla. Anytime, sweetheart. Anytime. Pumpkin Trucker, what do you give up for? What are you giving up on? Oh, yeah. The chat won't let you say redneck. Not if you put the 2 words together. Somehow YouTube thinks that's a bad name.
Yes, medium rare. It's what's wrong with medium rare? Nice and bloody, dude. Nice and bloody. What will you have for dinner? Roll. I've already had my dinner, a steak.
No, Sad Boy says, no, I didn't. Congratulations for getting the job, dude. Serious. I didn't know that. No. Medium rare. Medium rare is the least I will eat a steak. I like mine, as I've said before, so bloody that it's so rare that all you got to do is stick a few band-aids on that dude and he's back out grazing. You know? So, yeah. Now, my dad's is just the opposite. He likes his so well done, it's practically burnt. You know.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've had a blue steak before. I will eat it like that. I just prefer it to be medium rare.
Yeah, medium rare is not bad. That is the most well done I will eat a steak is medium rare. Because to me, it just cooks all the flavor out of it.
Any more than medium rare, yeah, it will do. Yeah, but medium rare, it's nice and hot and it's bloody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, Joel Brown, you might be a homosexual. Data, Blood does plan on having me as a guest voice at some point in Redneck Trek. Don't know when.
Yeah. I've just got to figure out the right episode to do it on. Yeah. But it's still, I haven't forgot it. It's still in works. Actually, I'm still pondering who I can get to voice Taco and Queenie and Blue Chick. You know, my bridge crew, because the game doesn't do it anymore, which makes sense because actually you can replace your bridge crew. I could replace Taco if I wanted to. You know, so they can't voice all those. You know, so yeah, it makes sense that they quit voicing them after the initial part, the training mission, where that's all you have and they know that's all you're going to have. But truth be told, Earthworm Jim will probably get replaced at some point because his skill set actually overlap with Taco's, so it just doesn't make sense to keep him. Probably go for another female. Can you imagine? You know, BJ Hickenlooper surrounded by nothing but females.
Yeah, have your own harem.
Yeah. If you're looking for someone to do an AOC type boy, hit me up. Yeah. I'm just playing with the idea right now. Right now, I'm getting through it by partially reading what they're saying and playing it off as well. They got the space age, so they've lost their voices. But
yeah,
playing with the idea. So it seems like, whether we realized it or not, we've kind of went over into question time already.
Well, we've still got a few minutes before question time.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, it seems like because that's pretty much what we're doing, and there's nothing wrong with just talking with the chat. You know, like Gutenberg was saying before, he's right. Too many people don't react with their chat. I can get it if you're a really huge channel, and I've been on some of those live streams. Like, you ever been on a bearing stream? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really, really fast to chat, isn't it?
There's no way you can read it. It's just going by way too fast.
Yeah, like there are some people as well, like who are way bigger than bearing, like people in the millions. You know, a PewDiePie stream or a Jacksepticeye or Markiplier stream where slow mode is on, but it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you know, I can get that. But you know, if you're small enough, like I am, you should interact with your chat.
But I've seen some streams where there were so many super chats, the person streaming couldn't read them.
Jeez, it'd be nice to have that problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? They were usually like charity streams,
Yeah,
done by people like Jacksepticeye and whatever else, you know, Markiplier.
yeah. Yeah, I accidentally stumbled on. I thought I was just watching one of his videos, but on a stream Markiplier did, and I was like, and these days, if you rewatch a stream, it actually replays the chat off to the side.
Yes, it does.
And I'm like,
that's the same thing for a premiere, I believe.
Yeah. Oh my. I'm like, oh my gosh. How can he read this?
Yeah, there's just no chance. The only way he could do it is to hover his mouse over the chat and scroll up and then pause the chat himself.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no point in doing that, really.
I just can't imagine being that huge. I'm perfectly happy at where I am. I wouldn't complain if I got bigger, but you know, if I never get any bigger, I'm happy. I'm content.
Pink Collar is asking me a question. Say, I got a question for you. Do you mean so during underway replenishment? Do you mean replenishment at sea, a RAS? Is that what you're asking? You got any wonky stories? Presumably, you're talking about a RAS. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Navy.
A replenishment at sea or a RAS is when like a warship lines up with a replenishment ship at sea, and the replenishment ship will pass over stores. So that'd be fuel, like food and all that, and like all the general necessities and whatnot over. And it's an extremely dangerous thing to do. Extremely dangerous thing to do. Like you have to use a rifle to fire across like lines and stuff so that you can pass over various methods of communication and obviously pass over the fuel line and things like that. Very, very dangerous thing. I actually used to be swimmer of the watch for it. The person who looks out just in case anybody falls into the sea, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go read that super chat, mate. I'm just looking for the chat.
Thank you, Cryptic. Get bigger. That's what she said. Yeah. Isn't it?
Sad boy, who obviously is sad. Hey, I have a question for you. Are you dummy thick? I have a question for you. Do you want to get timed out?
Sean Uli says, do either of you think Ilhan Omar's headscarf is gigantic and is hiding a Voldemort stuff face of Muhammad that has taken over her brain? Could be. I don't know. I don't know. Ebony Williams asked me, which fried chicken place do you like? Now, and there's two reasons why this is my answer. Because I know people are going to go crazy. I know Pat likes Popeyes. I like KFC, and there's two reasons why. I like the flavor of their coating, and I can't do crunchy coating. I don't have enough teeth. I just can't do crunchy coating. So, yeah, I like KFC, but I know a lot of people don't.
I don't think we even have Popeyes over here. We do have KFC.
Well, it is good, and it has a good flavor, and they have some spicy chicken and stuff, and I would like it, but I can't chew it, folks. I have false teeth on my uppers, and I only have 7 teeth on the bottom. count them 7, and none of
Mhm.
those are in my jaw, so I can't I can't chew it.
I mean, there are chicken places. Like, we have Nando's here.
Nando's. I don't think we
Nando's.
have those here.
It's a
Yeah,
spicy chicken restaurant chain franchise place.
Mama Minnie says, "How do y'all have KFC?" Well, as long as they still got chicken. They had a chicken shortage not long ago, you know.
Yeah, DHL, man. They did the DHL did the same thing recently with another company, but no, of course we have KFC. We've had it for years.
Pumpkin Trucker says, "Oh man, I have no teeth and do Popeyes. Up your game." Yeah, well, it is what it is. Who was it? Cynical. Oh, says, "Have you had KFC Cheeto sandwich?" No. Oh, it's simply. Actually, I don't get KFC very often because it's so freaking expensive. It costs a butt ton.
Mm.
Jeez. Yeah, Joel Brown. I don't eat a lot of fast food. We really don't. I had a fish sandwich yesterday from Burger King, and that's the first fast food I've had in probably a couple of weeks. And but I was just wanting. I just had a craving. I wanted a fish sandwich. That doesn't happen often. I'm really not much of a fish eater, but it just sounded good. I wanted a fish sandwich with cheese, so
Yeah, I'm not a fan of fish, really. I mean, there are some that I like, but
well, my favorite fish sandwich, and this is going to sound strange, is White Castles. You know, those same White Castles I've told you about that give you the
block you up.
Yeah, well, no, they don't block you up. It does the opposite.
Wait, isn't it Taco Bell that blocks you up?
Well, Taco Bell will give you the random poops too.
Oh, okay then.
If you're going to eat White Castles, plan on being in the bathroom for a little while. But I love their fish sandwiches. They're just little bitty, slider things, just like their hamburgers. They're just little bitty things. But their fish sandwich with cheese is just, I don't know. There's just something about it. It just has a good flavor to me. They're my favorite fish sandwich. But every once in a while, I do get a craving for fish. Long John Silver's is a seafood, a fast food seafood place around here.
Yeah,
and I do we'll go to Long John Silver's once in a while. That's another place that's expensive as heck, but God, I love their hush puppies.
Pat, you would love Nando's, mate.
Yeah, I love their hush puppy. You know what a hush puppy is, don't you? There.
No.
It's a ball of sweet cornbread that's been deep fried.
Okay, I've never had cornbread, so. I've never had what you call biscuits, which I'm fairly sure are dumplings.
Sorta. You can use biscuit dough for dumplings. I know a lot of people that do.
Yeah.
But yes, Mama Minnie, I know you don't like hush puppies because you used to always give me yours when we'd go to Long John Silver's. But I love hush puppies.
Functional. You poor sweet summer child. All right, George R.R. Martin, calm down.
Yeah.
A battered cod. No, I'm not the typical Brit, right? I do not like fish, or I despise fish Fridays. Like, I can't stand fish and chips. I think it's disgusting. I think it's greasy. I think it's horrible. It's just not right. It's stinking. Like the only thing I can really do when it comes to seafood are fish fingers. That's about
it. Yeah, Joel Brown. It's a brand of shoes here too. Yeah, but it's hush puppies. When you're talking about the food, it's just a little ball about the size of a golf ball of deep fried cornbread, and it is so delicious.
I had lobster thermidor once. It wasn't very nice. Expensive as well.
Now, we used to have a fish place here. Now, we're talking years ago in the late 70s, and it was actually a part of KFC. It was owned by the same company. In fact, where you would find a Kentucky Fried Chicken, you'd find this right next to it, and it was called Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. It was supposed to be authentic, he says with the air quotes, English fish and chips, right? They even wrapped it when you order your meal for takeout. They wrapped it in newspaper,
Okay,
yeah,
and
all that. And that was the first time that I'd ever even heard of putting malt vinegar on fish, because it just wasn't done over here. We didn't know about that,
right.
But are there treatures? I don't know whatever happened to that, but they went away. But yeah.
Seafood stinking, pumpkin truck. It really is. It's just no. I'll take steak. I'll take lamb. I'll do all those things, but I love all those things. I love chicken, fish food, like fish. No. I mean, I'll have tuna.
I love tuna. I love tuna.
What
That's my exception.
what I used to do when I was younger, I'd get a bowl. I'd crack open a can of sweet corn. I'd fill the bowl up with it. Then I'd get a can of tuna and I'd chuck that in there as well. Then I'd get a couple of glops of mayonnaise and then I'd just mash it all together and then I'd eat that.
I like making.
I like mackerel actually. I like mackerel.
Yeah, I like mackerel. We call them salmon patties, but usually it's made with mackerel because mackerel is cheaper and will taste similar. Which is just fried breaded patties in the skillet of mackerel. It's good. Really good if you take cream peas and pour it over top of it. But what I like to do with tuna, and this is a favorite in our house, Mama Minnie will probably go yum, is making tuna melts. And you just make tuna salad sandwiches, but you put cheese on each side and then you grill it like a grilled cheese sandwich in the skillet. But it's got tuna on it. Oh, they're good. Very good. Messy. Oh, they're messy.
Yeah.
But I love them.
You overcook it if lamb is greasy. Need rare to medium rare. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I like minted lamb. You get a minted lamb kind of like steak thing at the supermarket. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Very, very tasty. I like mackerel. I like mackerel out the tin. When you peel it back.
Yeah.
I just eat it out the tin straight away. I like that.
Well,
I like mussels as well. They're nice.
I like sardines like that. Now, if I'm going to eat sardines straight out of the can, it has to be the ones packed in mustard, not the ones packed in oil. But
I can't do sardines. I tried.
Oh,
I had it on a pizza once. I was just like, oh no.
Oh, you don't put them on pizza. No, you get the tin and you get a pack of saltine crackers, and you just crack the tin open, and you sit down and you just put them on your crackers and eat them. That's the only way to eat them.
Cryptic says dog on a bun. Mind you, I do like mustard. I do like mustard a lot.
But look at that. Just like that, it's that time. Man, that last 15, 20 minutes went by like a flash.
Just talking about fish. Like.
Yeah, talking about food. That makes it happen. But now I'm hungry.
Yes. Yeah, I'm hungry too. Yeah.
But hey, thanks, chat. Thanks for always. Thanks for coming out, supporting this stream, supporting this channel with your views and your likes, and all of the things that you do. And thank you for those that have donated. Much appreciated. But as always, thanks, Bear. As always, thanks to you for coming out. Anything you want to show?
Yeah, I released a new video on the channel earlier today, the main channel, Ari Bear. I did it. I can't remember what I do it on. Oh yeah, the Twitch streamers combat harassment thing, which I think actually should be going on right now. Guys, go give that a watch. It didn't get monetized. Like usually when I upload videos, I upload them and then wait for them to be reviewed to get monetized, but I just don't care. I just uploaded it straight away. So go give it a watch, guys. It's just under 10 minutes, the video. And I had fun making it too. So,
as for me, stay tuned Thursday for the next episode of Redneck Radio. I think, you know, if they do away with Hangouts, I don't know what they're going to do. No one really knows for sure what they're going to do because they've been very cryptic about it. So
hey, we know a guy called Cryptic.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Surely to goodness that there'll be some option for us to still do this. So
yeah.
So we're gonna go on that, believing that there's going to be an option, and the next Redneck Radio will be next Thursday at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. But until then, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.